is a mother. She has got a family. She lost her husband, but she managed to educate the children that were lost. Thank you for that. She's a very strong woman. She accepts the situation as it is. So she worked for YWCA for 21 years. 21 years. Unfortunately, NGOs don't have my pension, don't have any package. She just left without a package, but she didn't mind. This woman started with us, with the Grassroots Women's Network. She was so supportive, a lot of ideas, and some of the ideas are the fruits of today. So we really value her contributions. This woman made us very proud as the Grassroots Network, or as women in general. She was selected among all the other women to be a commissioner, Zimbabwe Women's Rights. Zimbabwe Women's Rights. This woman is very supportive of women's issues. And as Grassroots, we felt she was very suitable for today to be our guest speaker. This woman will speak to us, and she will tell us maybe about herself and the occasion today. We thought it suits with the rising ranks that she has and the position in which she is today. Without saying much, I humbly ask Sheila Matindike to come and address us, our commissioner.
I would like to thank you for inviting me to this very important occasion where I can relate to great women of Zimbabwe from different corners of the country, from Zaka, from Gokwe, from Harare, from wherever you have come. I feel very privileged to be rubbing shoulders with you today. And thank you, Mai Jambaya and team, for inviting me. Yesterday, Mrs. Jambaya called me and said, are you available to come and speak to us today as the Grassroots Women's Network? I said to Mrs. Jambaya, I would love to come because I would like to continue to commune with the women that I used to work with, the women who made me what I am. She and her team were part of the mentors that uplifted me and made me believe in myself as we were working with young women mainly, and obviously with the rural women while I was in the YWCA. And that's why I felt this is the right place to be. And today, she has asked me to say something about what it means to be in a certain position. I will just say a few words because I think a lot of you will definitely identify with what I have to say. Is it okay? Or keep silent?
It's what, Mama. There you go.
Okay. She was making reference to being having reason to being a human rights commissioner. And I also feel good that today I have Netai Mushonga as a surprise. I didn't know we were going to meet here as one of the commissioners, and I could say she followed me. She is also a younger mentor to me when she was in the director of the Women's Coalition, where we draw our strength as women. In the Zimbabwe Human Rights Commission, I am the chairperson of the special interest groups, and the special interest groups refers to persons with disabilities and older persons and the youth. And I'm glad that these are some of the issues that we were dealing with when I was in the women's movement, because we were working with women of different abilities and disabilities. Just to say to Mrs. Jambaya also that I am an author, an accomplished author of educational books. And these educational books are in Sindebele, which are called Ilifa Lesizwe, or in Shona Nakayo Upenyu. They have to do with leaving a legacy. And for me, relating to what I saw today, what the women from all the three areas of Zimbabwe have done with their digital work, when I started writing, I felt that the writings were mainly done by men. And the examples and the stories that were written were mainly relating to the accomplishments of men. So as a woman, I felt, let me also write, and I co-authored with my sister. And when we wrote a series of books in Ndebele, it was to make a point that it's possible to see things with women's eyes and to also write stories that will appeal to both girls and boys, not just giving examples about men or boys most of the time. So I felt very good when I was seeing the kind of work that women have done in trying to bridge the digital divide. But being in this kind of position, for me, it means that I am representing other women. I'm not representing myself. Because for me to be able to get the skills, the confidence to say, yes, I would like to apply to be a human rights commissioner, it was because of the skills, the information, the knowledge that I got through the women's movement. And for Anamai Jambaya, yes, you remember Anamai Mumbire, ZWP, Kopano, we used to run workshops, empowerment workshops for women. And I got one or two tips that I felt they would assist me to look further than where I was. And hence, I see that being in that position, I'm not representing myself, I'm representing other women. And also for me, it means that I continue to grow in terms of knowledge, and to grow maybe in terms of wisdom, and also to learn from other environments, and also growing in that I was not just prepared for the women's movement as a woman, but I was prepared or mentored to be able to navigate the world in different areas of life, not just for women, but when I'm in the Human Rights Commission, it's dealing with human rights for everyone, not just for women. But when I'm in the commission, whatever pertains to women, I have a special eye because I am a woman and I know how it feels to be a woman. And when we do our work, we receive complaints, different complaints from various quarters in the country. And when complaints come about women's issues, they definitely touch me more because I know how it feels and to be a woman and to struggle through life as a woman. And then I also consider that being in this kind of position, you are a role model. Everyone is looking up to you and everyone wants to see how you are going to perform. And also, you become an encouragement to other women to say, if Sheila could go to this position, why can't I do it? It means I can also do it. And I think Netsai, they will agree with me that being in that position encourages a lot of women to say, I can do it as well. And with the field of study that I did, I'm a social worker, I'm a sociologist, but I started off as a teacher. And most people thought that being in the Human Rights Commission, you need to be a lawyer. And I remember very well in the interview when I went in front of the parliamentary portfolio committee of the day, when they were asking, why do you want to be a human rights commissioner, and why do you think you can do it? And they first asked me to write a motivational kind of statement. And in that motivational statement, for me, I said, I would like to be a human rights commissioner, because I believe that human rights is not for lawyers, but human rights is for human beings. And what does that mean? It means there are various rights that we are trying to protect. The right to health, the right to education, the right to shelter, the right to food, the right to so many things. And so anyone who has interest enough can become a human rights officer, a commissioner, because for me, I had those special interests with coming from the women's background, the rights to shelter for women, the right to food, the right to health, this reproductive health issues of young women, all those things I was carrying from the women's movement. And I said, because I have those interests in terms of rights, I'm qualified, and that's why I've come here. I want to be a human rights commissioner. And that was my trump card. And then, for me, what I'm giving out to you as women, ndiite shongliso ndakangana zvanzi tinogona kusanganisa nditi ine ndiri kuti ndakatarisa zvandaona nhasi zvandishamisa zvandiri kukukorokedzai madzimai kuti zvamuri kudzidza yatingati knowledge and skills zvamunowana zvishandisei semabuilding blocks ekuti muzoita zvimwe zvakakura pamberi. Zvamatodzidza izvi zvakakosha zvokuti zvinogona kukubatsirai kusvika pamberi mberi. Musatongozvitora sezvinhu zvidiki-diki. And uye kuti muzive pauri iye zvino handipo paunoti ndatoguma. It's a process yekuramba muchikwira neupenyu. Nekana neniwo pandiri ndoti pane zvandoda futi kuramba ndichiita. Ngatingorambai tichidokwaira kuramba tichiita zvinhu zvokuzviimprova tichienderera mberi. And zvimwe zvandakadzidza also kuva muorganization yekushanda nemadzimai ndezvekuti I remember, maybe Commissioner Mushonga will remember, tichiri active kumadzimai, tichiri kuYWCA, tiri nhengo dzeWomen's Coalition. Paitaurwa information imwe yekunzi madzimai kana pachiitika zvino musazvitarisira pasi. Applyai kana mukaona zvimwe zvinhu zvaunofunga kuti koinini apa ndingasarirei. Saka ndakazvitora sokuti whenever you see information, mungava munewspaper, mungava pai, let that information speak personally to you. Verenga uchiti zviri kutaurwa ndini ndiri kunzi apply apa kana kuti ita zvakati. That's how I took it pandakapinda mu Zimbabwe Human Rights Commission. Ndakazviverenga ndikati zviri kutaurwa kwandiri. And I remember maybe vaitidzidzisa maidziva iwayo havanambozvitora kuti zviri seriously maybe, but inini ndo zvandakabata kuti chandinenge ndaverenga, chandinenge ndaona, pandinenge ndasvitswa ngandizvitore personally zvitaure kwandiri zvinozondisvitsa pane zvimwe mangwana. So ndo message imwe yandiri kutaura kuti tisa semadzimai matine ndevele varipo futi njengabo mama singazisazikangelela phansi sisithe lokhu kufuna ozibani tinozibani singakukwanisa lokho andemba kufuna abanje kumbe abanje mina khona pangangikwani hachi singenzi njalo. So ukuthi siye phambili kumele thina njengabo mama sithi singabona ama opportunities sizame lathi sibone ukuthi kuzasifica uyasithiya ngaphi. Then mina ngangingutitshala kudala ndayimbowa teacher ndoda kumbobvunza mumwe mvunzo pamwe ndichawana minduro. I would like to ask this question ndione kuti ndinowana minduro here kwatiri. Inini minduro yangu ndinayo kuti as you were growing up, now a lot of us are adults, even the young women here. What empowering message did you get from one person, one woman, maybe it's a relative or some that has sustained you, and you can always make it as a reference point to say ningi wangu akambonditaurira chakati chakandisimudzira nanhasi chinongondibatsira as I do zvandinoita. I will always remember that message yakandisimudzira semudzimai. Pane angada kushare yake here. I'll share mine first. Mrs. Jambaya mentioned that I was widowed. I was widowed when I was very young, and vanhu vaichemaneni vaingotarisa kuti zvina achaita sei zvari mwana mudiki. I was 37 at the time. So I had 3 little children to be taibata him. But one woman akanditi, you know what? Iwa afa murume wako, iwa una kufa, iwa uri mupenyu. Saka simuka ufambe ita zvaunokwanisa kuita. You know that message nanhasi inongofamba nemi kuti iwa una kufa. Afa murume wako, but iwe uri mupenyu, simuka ufambe ita zvaunokwanisa. So for me that was a very empowering message, and it helped me throughout my widowhood. So I am inviting you as a teacher, kana pana anoda kusharewo any message, an empowering message inogona kungotibatsira tese kuti indakamboudzwa zvakati and zvafamba neni muupenyu hwangu. Muri kundinzwa here chikumbiro changu?
For these and other stories, visit our website www.263chat.com. Follow us on Twitter @263chat and like our Facebook page 263chat.